Okay, guys, it seemed like there was some confusion on the probability of combined events, so I'm going to do a little reteaching today, a little reteaching review for today. So I've got this spinner, and I'm going to spin it once and record my answer, and then spin it again and record my answer. So I'm really spinning it twice. What's the probability that I will spin A twice? Okay, so first I want to figure out how many possible outcomes there are. There are more than 4 outcomes. Not when there's more than 4 because we're talking about the combination of 2 things happening, okay? So if there's 4 things the first time I spin, and then 4 things the second time I spin, that means that there are 6 possible outcomes. That looks really terrible. Let me try that again. 16 possible outcomes. Okay, the sample space. Now I want to list all those 16 outcomes, okay? Now I taught you 2 different ways to do this. I taught you a factor tree where we say the first thing would be A, B, C, or D. And then after the first thing happens, it could be A, B, C, or D. But you're going to do that with each of these first outcomes. So my combinations, my sample space would be I could spin an A and then an A. I could spin an A and then a B, A, C, A, D. I could do B, A, B, 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 C, B, D, C, A, C, B, C, 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 D, and then D, A, D, B, D, C, and D, D. So you should be able to see the 16 different outcomes here. Let me separate them by commas. That should be a D. Okay, so now I'm looking for if there's 16 things that can happen, how many times does AA happen out of those? Well, it happens once. So the answer would be 1/16. I could take the same information and I could ask another question. I'm going to erase my tree over here so I could ask you another question. What if I say, what's the probability of spinning at least one A? Okay, there's still 16 things that happen. But how many times does at least one A happen? Well, that's at least one. There's one, there's one, there's one. Let's see, there's an A, and there's an A, and there's an A. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 16ths of the time that at least one A is spun, okay? I could do, what's the probability of spinning a B or a C? Let's see, a B or a C. No B or C. Oh, here's a B. Here's a C. All of these have a B or a C. All of these have a B or a C. And then that one's got a B and that one's got a C. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 out of 16, which would simplify to 3/4 of the time, I'm either going to land on B or C. So I can do all kinds of different combinations of things, asking probability based on the sample space that I've created. So I can answer lots of questions based on this original sample space. Okay, let's try this one. You're buying movie theater snacks for your friends. Each friend wants a drink and a snack. The drink choices are Coke, Powerade, and Sprite, and the snack choices are Twix, popcorn, and Skittles. As you get to the counter to order, you forget what one of your friends wanted. If you just take a guess, what's the probability you'll get both the drink and the snack right? Well, I've got 3 drink choices and 3 snack choices, which means you're going to have 9 outcomes. Okay? And we can actually say what all those outcomes are. We can say it's Coke and Twix, Coke and popcorn, Coke and Sprite. It can be Powerade and Twix, Powerade and popcorn, Powerade and Skittles. It can be Sprite and Twix, Sprite and popcorn, Sprite and Skittles. And I should have 9 here. One of the other methods I taught you was a table where you put Coke, Powerade, and Sprite up here. And then down this side, you put Twix, popcorn, and Skittles. And now you're going to write what those combined are. This is Coke and Twix, Coke and popcorn, Coke and Skittles. This is Powerade and Twix, Powerade and popcorn, Powerade and Skittles. This is Sprite and Twix, Sprite and popcorn, Sprite and Skittles. And I can see my 9 different outcomes inside that chart. Okay, so what's the probability you're going to get the right one? Well, there's only one of these combinations that's going to be right. So that's going to be 1/9. Okay. And I could ask you another variety of questions based on this. If you spin this spinner and record the answer and then toss the coin and record the answer, what's the probability that you'll spin C and toss tails? Well, there are 4 outcomes on the spinner and 2 outcomes on the coin. So there's actually 8 outcomes. So I could have A in heads, A in tails, B in heads, B in tails, C in heads, C in tails, D in heads, D in tails. And you can see I've got 8 outcomes. So how many times does C in tails happen? It just happens 1 out of those 8 times. This one's a little bit more detailed. It's talking about number cubes. And so you're going to roll a number cube and then you're going to roll a number cube again. So this one I think is probably best to put into a table. And then you're going to combine sort of the intersection of one number cube on the top with one on the bottom to put what the combinations of numbers would be. Okay, so I'm going to go through here. This is 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, 5, 3, 6, 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 4, 6, 5, 1, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6, 6. So that's the sample space. So there's going to be 6 on one cube, 6 on another cube, making it 36 possible outcomes. That's the sample space over there. And what's the probability of getting 2 the same? That happens 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the 36 times. And that would be 1/6. What if I ask you, what's the probability of rolling a sum of 3? Well, how many times does it happen that the 2 numbers add up to 3? It happens here and here. So it only happens 2 out of the 36 times. So that would be 2 out of 36, which happens to be 1/18. What can I say? What's the probability of getting a sum of 12 or more? Well, there's 12. And there's nothing more than that. So only 1 out of 36 is a sum of 12 or more. I hope this helps you with the next assignment.